Today on West Ham Fans Premier League Preview, we're going to talk about one of the many clubs that sing Hey Jude before a game. That is Brentford. And they are the next in the alphabetical order. If you want to check out my Bournemouth one, my Arsenal one, and my Aston Villa one, make sure to check that out on the channel. Make sure to like and subscribe. And if you don't know about this series and you're new to the channel, let me explain. This is the Premier League Countdown, the West Ham Fan Preview. Each team, including my own, before the season starts. 20 teams, 20 days before the season starts. Let's get into the video. Brentford. Now, the main topic, you've seen it in the title, and I'm sorry, Brentford fans, if this drives you mad, but this is the only way to pull in, there's loads of ways to pull in views with the algorithm and stuff, but to Ivan Toney, we've got to talk about him, because I have a problem with the Ivan Toney situation in the sense that I don't think I've made a joke about Ivan Toney on this channel, and if I have, I am sorry, because what I've realised is that there's a perspective of, he might actually have a gambling addiction. Like, let's deeper, he might actually have a gambling addiction, and so we can't really be joking about this kind of stuff. We can't be preaching mental health, talking about the Dele Alli stuff, and then be doing these kind of jokes with Ivan Toney. I do think it's stupid that clubs, including Brentford, have Hollywood Bet. We have Betway. I think Stake, the Everton one and the Chelsea one, they have that as well. We all have stupid fucking sponsors. Let's get into Brentford, man. Now, Brentford did another club that are very good at doing business, very good at integrating players. They're yet to integrate Keane Lewis-Potter properly, but I reckon he'll play more of a role now that Ivan Toney's gone. Now, I think, in my opinion, that without Ivan Toney, Brentford will still be fine. They'll be fine. They may have less of a focal point to go long, but here's the thing. Brentford are so versatile tactically. Defensive, they can be defensive if they want to, knock it long. Big man, even the small people in their team can leap like a salmon. They leap like Cristiano Ronaldo. They can attack whenever they want. They put people in the box, everyone's in the box. Thomas Frank is tactically versatile. He goes 5 in the back, sometimes 3 in the back, 4 in the back. Against Tottenham, where obviously I know Ryan Mason was in charge for Tottenham, but it showed me that you could play without Ivan Toney. You're not a one-man team, and if you watch Brentford when they first joined, they weren't a one-man team anyway. Now, one of my favourite players from Brentford is Rico Henry. The reason why it's Rico Henry is because we were linked to him. As a West Ham fan, we were linked to him when they were in the Championship, probably a season before they got promoted. And so now I started to watch him on the season they did get promoted, like the back end. Pace, defensive awareness, attacking awareness, good at wing back, good at 4 at the back. I was like, get him in my club now, because I thought Masuaku was going to go, and that would have been a good signing. Obviously, we weren't going to sign him, and he signed a new contract either a year ago or 2 years ago. We got Said Benrahma from them. And here's the thing with Brentford, Rico Henry is a big part of the way they play. The wing-back position, he just gets forward, he can take people on like a winger, and he's very good at 1v1 duels defensively. Someone like Christian Norgard is a controller in the midfield. Josh Da Silva, he's from Ilford, and that's not far from where I am. And Josh Da Silva, a driver with the ball. Jensen and Janelt, they always come clutch. Every time Brentford are in a big game or something, it's always them two or Johan Wissa that comes clutch in a big game, whether it's a goal, assist, or a block, or whatever. Zanka is just a guy that you would never even expect to come alive, and he just does. Not the greatest defender, but still. Everyone plays a part. Someone like Wissa and Mbeumo up front. You can play with more pace. When they played against the game they played against Tottenham, when they won against Tottenham, they played more on the ground, control the game. You got get Damsgaard on the ball, get people in behind, etc. They even beat I know Man City won the beach, but they beat Man City with Toney, but they beat Man City without Toney. They beat Man City when they were shit. They beat Man City when they were on the beach. It's still Man City. Brentford will be fine. Brentford could easily, in my opinion, don't be surprised if they manage to sneak a European place because of the new coefficient that's going into the next season. There's going to be 5 Champions League teams in the Premier League, maybe, which means 6th and 7th could get Europa League, which means 8th could get Conference League. Now, imagine Brentford get Conference League. Brentford finished 8th, I'm pretty sure, in the season just gone. They could easily do that again. Actually, no, Tottenham finished 8th. I think Tottenham finished 8th. They finished 9th. But they could easily do that. They could easily sneak in there somehow. And I'm not sure, actually, on the business that Brentford have done apart from Nathan Collins. Nathan Collins is a journeyman. Went from Stoke to Burnley to Wolves to Brentford. Maybe this is going to be the Janssen replacement, the Pontus Janssen replacement. Pontus Janssen was a big leader at the back. Tall man. He was at Leeds, one of Brentford's rivals. Brentford fans, if you're watching this, why do you guys not like Luton? I heard that you two don't really like each other, so that should be a feisty game, I guess. Because Luton don't really have any other rivals in the Premier League. Their rivals are Watford, but I'm just interested. But yeah, he'll be a Pontus Janssen replacement, probably a bit younger. He's more aggressive. Pontus Janssen, good defender, did a good job. Another good defender is Ethan Pinnock. Ethan Pinnock is very underrated. Jamaican international, born in South London, I think. Good on the ball, good in the 3, good in the 4. And he's probably one of the players that are crucial to when they want to play at the back. Sometimes they go direct, sometimes they play at the back. They can challenge big teams when they want to. They absolutely bullied nearly everyone at home in the Brentford Community Stadium, or the G-Tech Community Stadium, sorry. Apart from Arsenal and Newcastle, I'm pretty sure they're the only teams that won there. I might be missing someone, but they drew 0-0 with Chelsea there. They beat Liverpool. They battered United. They beat City. Who else? They drew with Tottenham. I think that's it. Am I missing anyone? Yeah, that is out of the big 6. But they're very good at being an underdog team. But when teams start expecting things from Brentford, how can they respond then? And obviously, you've got to talk about the manager, Thomas Frank. As I said, tactically versatile. The man can adapt to any sort of situation. He's got charisma. He's fiery. And you can tell that. Pontus Janssen even said, again, I keep referring to that Tottenham game, he was in the BT Sports studio. He said that even when you don't believe that you're actually going to get something from the result, he does. And he makes sure that you believe. So he's not a guy that's like, oh, it's okay if we get a draw, it's okay. You might say he's proud of the team afterwards, but he's like, I want to win against Manchester City. We're going to beat Manchester City at the Etihad. And even if sometimes the tactics are pragmatic, he's fully he's got the winning spirit. He's for sure got the winning spirit. And even getting someone experienced last year like Ben Mee on a free, that was an underrated signing that nobody talked about. Crucial blocks. David Raya is still there. He hasn't pushed for a move. He wanted to go to Tottenham, even though he also said he wanted to win titles. Those two obviously don't correlate. But he's still there, even though they bought Mark Flecken. I think it's called Mark. It's a bit of a weird name for a foreigner, but Mark. Sure. Mark Flecker, they'll have a keeper with distribution. They've got Strakosha as their backup, although they bought him from Lazio. I didn't expect him to be a backup, but that's fair. David Raya is a really good keeper. If they managed to keep him, then fair enough. I'm surprised Man United didn't go in for him if they're going to have a Nada, maybe get Raya as a backup. Raya might want to be a number 1, but then again, who is big enough to even get him? Maybe Inter Milan could have him as the Onana replacement. But listen, that's all I can say on Brentford. I think Brentford will be fine in this Premier League season. Nowhere near relegation. Just because they lost Ivan Toney, there's nowhere near. They're not going to be anywhere near relegation. They won't be in the battle. They'll be fine. I reckon they'll finish maybe top 10 if I'm going to predict something now. You'll get a Premier League predictions video in a couple of weeks. But that is the end of the video, guys. Make sure to like the video, subscribe if you're new. Social medias are in the description if you want to follow me, and an email for any inquiries. I'll see you guys later. Goodbye.